It's Friday, June 7th. Right now on 12 News at 10.
Guns bought in America linked to cartel crime scenes in Mexico. But how many of those guns are coming from Arizona? Tonight, we're digging into the data.
7 dogs dispatch, 2 remain.
I was sick.
New video from Apache County showing the grim effects of not having animal control services. It's a story you'll see only on 12 News.
A Valley school district is considering banning certain flags from campus. We'll tell you which ones coming up.
The excessive heat warning is over and will drop below 110 this weekend, but I'll let you know when those 110s will return to the extended outlook.
12 News at 10 with Mark Curtis and Caribe Divine starts now.
We begin tonight taking a look south of the border, specifically at the number of guns coming from the U.S. that are ending up in the hands of cartels. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Caribe Divine.
I'm Jonathan McCall, and tonight from Mark, a massive data leak involving Mexican records reported on by USA Today now showing us just how many guns seized from Mexican crime scenes and cartels were smuggled in from the U.S. Tonight, we're learning just how many of those guns actually originated from right here in Arizona.
12 News journalist Bianca Bono spent the day digging into the data and is breaking it all down for us tonight. Bianca.
It's a problem Bernard Zaper says has been going on for decades.
The majority of firearms recovered in Mexico and the cartel violence are sourced to the United States.
He's a retired ATF special agent in charge and faculty associate at ASU. And he says American guns are linked to violent cartel crime in Mexico.
And they come from regular firearms dealers. They go to the hands of people that are involved in trafficking. They make it into Mexico, they result in death.
Mexico has only 2 gun stores in the country, and it takes months of paperwork to get approved to buy one. So it's not uncommon for the cartel to pay Americans to legally purchase firearms here, then pass them off. It's known as straw purchasing, and it's illegal. But Zaper says money talks.
They are 100% full-on participant of this egregious and horrific human behavior.
Human behavior revealed in hacked Mexican military trace data obtained and analyzed by USA Today and published by researcher John Lindsay Poland. It shows that from 2018 to 2020, nearly 17,000 guns found at Mexican crime scenes or in the hands of Mexican criminals came from the U.S. More than 1,100 of those came from Arizona, and the guns were traced back to stores in every corner of the state. The data leak comes as Mexico is suing 5 Arizona gun stores, accusing them of trafficking guns to Mexico. The stores have aggressively denied the claims in the lawsuit, and Zaper says they're not at fault.
It's not legally made their responsibility. It's the weakness of our laws that allow this to happen.
So while much of the focus at the southern border is what's coming into Arizona, Zaper says what's coming out is part of the problem too.
Firearms and cash flow south into Mexico. Drugs and violence flow north.
We also wanted to take a look at CBP data showing how many guns are seized on the American side of the border from folks trying to get into Mexico. So take a look. We have filtered this data to only show weapons seized from the southwest border region outbound. When you look at 2024 so far, 440 handguns have been seized at the border, an additional 390 long guns. When you compare that to the past couple of years, we have already surpassed 2021 and 2022. We are on pace to match or surpass what we saw last year as well. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Some sobering statistics. Bianca, thank you. Let's talk weather right now. After another day of intense heat across the valley, Phoenix fire crews busy rescuing a man off of Camelback Mountain earlier today after he was overcome by the heat, also dehydrated as well. A big reminder for folks to make sure you drink plenty of water and you are taking frequent breaks if you are indeed going to be out in the heat for any extended period of time. Meanwhile, the extreme heat warning that we saw for the last 3 days now over with tonight, but Mother Nature not turning down the thermostat this weekend, Lindsay.
Not at all. I mean, just a little bit. We did top out at 113 yesterday and today, but we're still going to hit 110 tomorrow. Then we get a 2-day break, Sunday and Monday, dropping below 110 before we're back up to 110 and above by Tuesday and Wednesday. Average high right now is 102 degrees. It's also going to be extremely sunny. This is an hour-by-hour look at the cloud cover, and you can see it peaks at about 6 p.m. at 30%, but generally speaking, skies will be partly to mostly sunny during the day tomorrow. Poolside forecast, if you're planning on being outside, this is the place to be, but we will be crossing the century mark already by 11 a.m. 1 p.m., we're already up to 105. Hottest part of the day between 3 and 5 p.m., and that's when we'll make it up to 110. Up in the high country, we're talking 80s and 90s for highs. We will have a little bit more cloud cover up north on Sunday. Caribe.
All right, Lindsay, thank you. New tonight, prosecutors are intending to seek the death penalty against a suspect allegedly involved in 2 murders. 21-year-old Leonardo Santiago was arrested last year after Phoenix police connected him to the 2 deaths of Bernardo Pantaleon and Osvaldo Hernandez Castillo. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office has indicated that they want to seek the death penalty if Santiago is convicted of the crimes. In Pantaleon's murder, court records show that Santiago allegedly admitted to the killing due to an unwanted advance that made him uncomfortable. Prosecutors do not intend to seek the death penalty against the other suspects allegedly involved in Pantaleon's death.
Now to a story that you will only see tonight right here on 12 News. We do want to warn you that the video and details in this story could be disturbing to some. Tonight, 12 News has obtained body cam video showing an Apache County deputy shooting 7 dogs abandoned by their owners. Animal rescuers say this is what happens to some neglected dogs in a county where there is no animal control. 12 News journalist Kyle Simchuk has the details. Again, we do want to warn you that some of the video and details in this story could be tough for some viewers.
Neighbors in Ottomana, 20 miles northeast of Hallbrook, started calling the Apache County Sheriff's Office September 9th, reporting these abandoned dogs. They had no food or water. Their owners were getting divorced and left the property with no plans to return. You can see how hungry they appear to be when this Apache County deputy brings them food and water. It will be their last meal. The deputy uses the food and water to corral them into this fenced area. What happens next is too graphic to show on television. The deputy shoots the dogs one at a time through the chain link fence. The body cam video is being shared exclusively with 12 News by Molly Ottman, executive editor at the Mountain Daily Star. She says people in Arizona need to see the dire need for animal control services in Apache County.
7 dogs dispatch, 2 remain.
I was sick.
Teresa Schumann has seen the entire video. She's the founder of Northern Arizona Animal Search and Rescue. The deputy had reached out to her to help find homes for the dogs.
He called back in a couple days. I said, I have nobody wanting to take these dogs yet. I'm still sharing the post. He said, okay.
According to the deputy's report, one of the dog's owners told the deputy they supported the decision to shoot the dogs if needed. Schumann didn't know he actually would.
They were puppies. They were standing on their hind legs, tails wagging. He went in there with food and water. They were not aggressive at all.
As he dragged their bodies to his truck, the deputy realized one dog was still alive. He shot and killed it, then dumped the dog's bodies near some railroad tracks. The 2 other dogs on the property ran under a shed during the shooting. They hid, and the deputy left. In his report, the deputy requests charges of animal cruelty, neglect, and abandonment against the couple. 12 News reached out to Apache County Attorney Michael Whiting after we couldn't find any charges filed. He did not respond. Apache County Sheriff Joseph Dedman Jr. did not agree to an interview. Sheriff's Office spokesperson Jesse Robinson sent 12 News a statement saying the deputy acted in a professional and most humane manner given the circumstances and exhausted all other alternatives. Robinson went on to say, quote, Apache County does not have an animal care and control department. In the unincorporated areas, that responsibility is left up to the deputies, and actions taken vary and are considered on a case-by-case basis. "We do not have the infrastructure or budget to support such a department." Schumann fears the suffering won't end until the county prioritizes animal welfare.
If we don't bring them in, they're going to die. I mean, it's plain and simple. They're in very, very bad condition.
In Apache County, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
Oh my God, that's so tough to look at. Kyle, thank you. Tonight, family and friends remembering a promising teen basketball player shot and killed last week. A celebration of life held tonight in Ahwatukee in honor of 17-year-old Malachi Henningham. Phoenix police say he was found near 48th Street and Warner Road, shot inside of a car which had then crashed into a tree. Malachi's mom talking with 12 News tonight as she continues to search for answers and continues to mourn his death.
I'm just urging somebody that might see something, hear something, know something, just to come forward and say something. That would mean a whole lot to the community and a major closure, some form of closure to the family as well.
Phoenix police say right now they have no arrest in this case. Another teen also shot in the incident back on May 28th is still recovering tonight.
New at 10, the state's largest school district is considering banning certain flags from all of its schools. A board member with Mesa Public Schools introduced the amendment last week, and it's now raising concerns from members of the LGBTQ+ community. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly is joining us live in Mesa tonight with the details of this proposed change. And Chase, what can you tell us?
Well, Caribe, I'll tell you, it's not just flags. If this were to be approved here in Mesa, it would also prevent students and staff from displaying button stickers and even wearing clothes that share a certain message. At Mesa Public Schools' last board meeting, governing board member Rachel Walden introduced an amendment that would essentially ban pride flags on all school campuses.
The American flag should be sufficient.
It's not just pride, but also flags, shirts, and signs related to Black Lives Matter and political candidates. Walden, who is currently suing MPS for its policies regarding trans students, says she wants the district and those who attend to focus on academics, not political messages or activism.
School districts remaining neutral and not getting involved in ideological issues, in political issues, and in issues that are partisan or divisive.
In her amendment, Walden lists flags that are acceptable, including the American, Arizona, and school flags, flags supporting sports teams, universities, or academic achievements. The Betsy Ross flag is also listed. The proposed change did receive support from people in the crowd.
Their presence in the schools is creating a divisive and in some cases outright hostile learning environment.
Calling on the district to move forward with this policy.
Display of these flags in this context is the very definition of indoctrination.
But other groups don't see it that way.
It raises a flag of a different color.
Jeremy Helfgott, the spokesperson for Phoenix Pride, believes this will make some students not feel comfortable in the classroom.
It also sends a terrible message to the broader student community that you have to live in fear of being who you are.
And not all board members agreed with Walden.
Violate our policy and does restrict students' freedom of speech. So with that, I'm not in support of this policy.
Which Walden clarified that she is open to revisions.
Students want to wear pride flags or whatever, then that's fine.
But several members questioned the legality of this policy, saying they needed time to speak with the school district's attorney about the matter. And I was told that the school board will meet sometime next week in a closed-door executive session to discuss the legality of this proposal. But soon after that, we should know how they plan on moving forward. For now, we're live in Mesa. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
All right, Chase, thank you for that.